Hey, how's everyone doing? This is JJ Domination, and today we are back here with another gameplay video. As you see, I'm going to be using the Pittsburgh Steelers right there. We're going to be taking on the Baltimore Ravens. So the question for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's really a two-part question. Number one, should they have given Le'Veon Bell a better offer? Because reportedly, it was 5 years for $70 million, which basically, if you do the math, it's pretty much what his franchise tag is. And in my opinion, he is worth more than $14 million a year. I feel like this guy, Le'Veon Bell, he's the best running back in the league. I would have given him around $18 million a year. I really think he's worth that kind of money. And if you want to go all in on Le'Veon, you could have gave him 5 years, $100 million. I mean, why not? Just go nuts, go bonkers. I mean, Le'Veon Bell is the best running back in the NFL. He should be getting paid like it. There shouldn't be a guy making more than him in the NFL at his position. Now, we know guys like Todd Gurley and David Johnson are going to want contract extensions soon. So, Le'Veon's got to pretty much dictate the market, in my opinion. Which next year he's going to have the chance to do now that he's playing on the tag. Or probably not playing on the tag, because rumor has it he may sit out the first half of the season. But with that being said, question number two, as you see right here, I'm just changing up some routes, trying to throw this defense off, and I'm going to motion Le'Veon Bell. Question number two for me is, can this team overcome the Patriots? Because I feel like, honestly, they're one of the two teams they need to overcome. Recently, we've seen Jacksonville be on a roll as well. So they're going to have to overcome Jacksonville's defense as well, because they are high-powered. This Jacksonville defense is a powerhouse, and I'm going to do a video on them in the future. But the Patriots, who I did a video on early this morning or yesterday, however you want to look at it, they're the true powerhouses. I feel like they run the AFC. Everything's got to go through them. Whether they have to go play elsewhere or they get to play in Foxborough, the AFC's got to run through New England. So, for the Steelers today, can they overcome it? I say they need some playmakers, okay? They're almost there, but they need some playmakers, especially in the secondary. They could use another corner to pair up with Joe Hayden and Artie Burns. They're just missing a playmaker in the secondary. They brought in Morgan Burnett from Green Bay, former Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. I think he'll be playing some free safety, if I'm not mistaken. They did draft a rookie, Terrell Edmonds, who really wasn't mocked until about the third round, but the Steelers took him early in the draft. Shazier came out and made the pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it ended up being Terrell Edmonds, who is the brother of linebacker prospect Tremaine Edmonds, who went in the draft earlier that night. So, another thing about Ryan Shazier on the topic of him, he is not going to be playing next year because of that brutal spinal injury he suffered last year on a tackle against Josh Malone in the Cincinnati Bengals Monday Night Football game. So, I really hate it for Ryan Shazier, but I hate it for the Steelers especially because he is a special talent at the linebacker position, easily a top 5 middle linebacker in the league. It's just going to suck. It's like, okay, well, now what do you do? Now you're going to have guys like John Bostic and Vance Williams fill in the role. It's going to be hard, man. It's going to be really difficult, especially across the middle, because it's already hard enough to cover guys like Gronk and Delaney Walker, Travis Kelce, and the elite tight ends out there in the AFC. So now it's gotten even harder because now when you go cover two, or maybe you go man coverage, you put your linebacker on the tight end, you don't have that guy that can do it. Now you're going to have to rely on Morgan Burnett to take guys like Rob Gronkowski. And no offense to Morgan Burnett, he did a lot of stuff in Green Bay. He did a lot of different things. He's not going to be able to take Gronk. I mean, if cornerbacks struggle against Gronk, what makes you think a free safety, who's really a strong safety like Morgan Burnett, is going to be able to handle that? Now, looking at the rest of the defense, obviously you have Cam Hayward, you have Javon Hargraves, who I'm on right there, Stephon Tuitt. That's a really good defensive front. They're a run-stopping front. Cam Hayward, in my opinion, a little underrated if you ask me. As you see, there's a wide-open Hayden Hurst here, and that is where Morgan Burnett got injured. Oh, man, once a Packer player, it's still in your blood. You have to get injured. That's just kind of how it is, man. So, it's unfortunate right there. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they can make it back to the AFC Championship. I think it's going to be really tough because, they're going to have to avoid Jacksonville somehow. And, like I said, I got the Chargers winning the AFC West. I think the Texans have a good chance of getting back into the wild card picture. I like the Titans roster. I think there's a couple of teams that are good, but just not there yet. So it's going to be very interesting to see how matchups pan out. Because like I've said before, even with the NFC, and this is going to be an occurring theme for the AFC as well, it's all about matchups. You get a favorable one, you should be able to win and move on the next week. I think it's going to be hard for the Steelers to get back to the Super Bowl, but they have 6 Super Bowls already, and they'd love to make it 7 before Big Ben retires. I just don't really see it happening. But before the video ends here today, I just want to say you guys need to like, subscribe, share the video, leave your feedback down below, because it's always appreciated. And like I said, guys, enjoy the rest of your day and keep up with the content. Get that notification bell ringing so that way you'll know when the random uploads happen. But like I said, this is JJ Domination, and this has been the Pittsburgh Steelers Q&A video on Madden 18 gameplay.